Kurds already have their own beer. It's called ROJ, and its slogan invites drinkers to take a sip of freedom. The Kurdish beer is brewed in Austria, but the makers of ROJ want to sell the beer hundreds of miles away in Turkey. That's because 10 to 15 million Kurds live in the country. It's the largest Kurdish population in the world. But there's a lot of resistance in Turkey to anything Kurdish, and that includes Kurdish beer. Cihan Khan is marketing director for ROJ Beer. He's at the company headquarters in Vienna. Now, it is somewhat odd that you can't sell your beer in Turkey because the ingredients and the recipe for ROJ Beer come from Kurds based in southeastern Turkey.
Actually, we got permission 2 years ago from Turkey to sell it in Turkey, but later they thought that ROJ Beer have some connections with political parties, political organizations, and for that reason, they don't allow to sell the beer in Turkey now. Because in Turkey, if we are allowed to sell Kurdish beer, we would take the 10% of the market.
Tell me what credibility the sale of ROJ beer in Turkey would add to the beer's brand elsewhere where you sell it, like northern Iraq and Switzerland and Germany.
ROJ beer, it's an exile beer. It's an emigration beer. The Kurds are not allowed to produce beer in Turkey, but they produce beer in Austria. And it's a sip of freedom. This is how we call it.
Apparently the founders of ROJ were born in Turkey, then migrated to Austria 10 years ago. They worked in cooking and food preparation at first, and then the idea came to start the first Kurdish beer. Why was it beer and not some other product?
Okay, why not? Yes, why not? Because we are in this branch, and we are thinking to make a Kurdish beer since a very long time. And if it was not a juice, it's a beer. If it's not a beer, it's a kind of food.
What about what Kurds in Turkey and northern Iraq actually drink? I mean, do they have a light kind of lager beer in their customs at all, or is beer kind of foreign for them?
They already drink beer also in Iraq, in Turkey, like in other countries. Maybe they don't drink it very openly. It is not really very typical to drink beer, but they drink wine, for example. And beer comes from Mesopotamia, actually. Originally, there was a public 2,000 years ago in Mesopotamia, and they brewed beer. And this product comes from this land.
Cihan, this weekend is New Year's Eve. What are you going to be drinking on New Year's Eve?
Yes, I will drink ROJ.
I wouldn't expect anything less from you.
And we wish everyone Happy New Year and Happy Holidays.
Cihan Khan works for ROJ, a new Kurdish beer produced in Austria. You can check out a bottle of the new ROJ beer at our website. That's theworld.org. Unfortunately, you can't drink it there. Cihan Khan, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.